also allows us, especially if we're sitting at a computer on a phone and hunched over, it allows us to open that area to just kind of feel any kind of compassion or love that we may need to explore. So it's a great way to do that in our heart openers. They're also very energizing, vitalizing, so expect to feel a little bit of that energy, and we will get started. So starting in a comfortable seat, you can place a block underneath of your hips if you'd like, or just come seated on your mat or your towel or carpet, wherever you are at home. And just start to close your eyes here, just taking a moment to settle in, just noticing where we are, what's going on in our body, in our mind. Starting to notice our breath. And how it's moving through the body. Bringing your awareness in here. So whatever you have going on during your day, whatever is happening, there's a lot happening in the world right now. Just allow yourself to come to this present moment. Do this for yourself. And as we draw this awareness in, maybe start to deepen your breath. Releasing your inhales all the way through to the bottom of your belly. Allowing it to rise to your heart, slightly even pulling your shoulders back here. And breathing out from that same place, all the way through to the bottom of your belly, completely emptying out here. Breathe in, expanding your rib cage all the way up through your heart. So even here, start to feel your chest open. And exhaling all the way through your heart to the bottom of your lungs. One more like this. Breathe in. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Filling up. And breathe out, letting it go. Let it all out. Nice. Blink your eyes open, just keeping a soft gaze in front of you. We'll come lying down on our stomach. Bring your forearms underneath of us, coming into a Sphinx pose. Legs are engaged behind you. Forearms are parallel to each other here. Pressing your palms firmly into the mat. As you breathe in, start to allow your shoulders to draw down the back, almost like you're pulling your elbows back towards your rib cage as you open up here. Try not to crunch through the lower belly. So in keeping the belly engaged as we start to open right away. And breathe out to release. Bring your arms out to a T here, forehead to center, taking our whale pose. So you'll start with your left hand underneath of your left shoulder. Take a big breath in, find a long spine, and then as you exhale, just slowly, gently rolling over onto your right shoulder. So my right arm is extended out like a T right now. Right ear to the mat, left palm to the mat. I can stay here or start to bend into my left leg, placing the sole of your foot on your calf or maybe behind you. Breathe here. And slowly, as you exhale, rolling back to center. And release. Extending left arm out here. Right hand plants underneath of your right shoulder. Breathe in, find a really long spine. And then as you exhale, rolling over onto your left side. Taking whatever variation that calls here. Breathing into the opening of your shoulder. Take one more big breath and let it go. On your next inhale, slowly rolling back to center. And exhale, release. Plant your hands underneath of your shoulders. Legs stay engaged behind you. Breathe in, pull your shoulders back as you open your heart. Low cobra, lighten the hands here. Try not to crunch through your lower back, keeping your belly engaged. Slowly release as you breathe out. 2 more like that. Inhale, shoulders back, gaze just out in front of you. And exhale. Inhale, open up. Breathe out as you let go. Tuck your toes behind you. Come onto your knees. Lift your hips, press back, downward facing dog. Keeping your knees bent here to begin, so we'll keep it a soft down dog. Feel free if you'd like to pedal it side to side, or maybe you just need stillness. Don't move. Whatever calls. Pressing your palms firmly into the mat, shoulders drawing down the back. Spine is long, tailbone lifting towards the sky. You breathe. Take a breath in, right heel reaches towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. As you exhale, hug it in towards your belly, gaze forward, step your foot through between your hands, drop your back knee. Breathe in, come up with cactus arms. So open your heart here, engaging your glutes so you feel that energy rising. As you exhale, just hug your arms around your spine. 2 more like that. Inhale, feel the expansion. Exhale, hug it in. 1 more. Breathe in, big heart. And slowly exhale to release. Coming back to center, frame your front foot. Lift your back knee, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Inhale, slide forward to plank pose. Long spine, still pressing out of the shoulders and wrists. Exhale, drop your knees. Hug your elbows in as you lower down to the mat. Breathe in, low cobra, still lighten the hands here. And exhale, 2 more. Inhale, engaging your core here as you lift. Breathe out to release. Breathe in, open up, shoulders back, and exhale. Tuck your toes, come to your knees, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel high. As you exhale, hug it in, gaze forward, step it through between your hands, back knee drops. Breathe in with cactus arms as you open up. Try to keep your belly engaged so you're not crunching through your lower back. As you exhale, hug and round. Keeping your hips engaged here. Inhale as you open. Breathe out as you hug. Inhale, cactus arms, maybe going a little bit bigger in your opening, and exhale. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, drop your knees. Elbows hug in as you lower to the mat. Breathe in, low cobra. Breathe out, release. 2 more. Inhale, last time for a low cobra. Exhale. 1 more, open up. Breathe out, release. Tuck your toes, come to your knees first, then lift your hips, downward facing dog. Breathe in, gaze forward. As you exhale, just slowly tiptoe your way to the front of the mat, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Feet are hip width distance here. Bend your knees, release your chest or your belly on top of your thighs. Then we'll take gorilla pose. So lifting the soles of your feet, you'll place your hands underneath of your feet. Toes are at your wrists. Take a big breath in, finding a long spine. As you exhale, bend into your knees as you forward fold. Using the leverage here in your feet to pull you just a little bit more, bending into your elbows if you need to. Play with wiggling out your toes, giving your wrists a little massage. Feels really good. And then slowly releasing the bind of the hands one at a time. Keeping this big bend in your knees, one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, we come up to standing. Head is the last thing to arrive. Shoulders draw down the back. And you exhale to release. Very nice. Coming to the top of the mat, if you're not there already, bringing your big toes together, heels come slightly apart. Setting up for our mountain pose, so get out any jitters that you need. We'll find stillness. So feel the energy all the way from the soles of your feet through the crown of your head, pulling your shoulders back, so even feeling the heart open here. Take a breath. When you're ready, as you inhale, arms reach overhead, gaze up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Breathe in, find your halfway lift, so fingertips either to the shins or the mat, long spine. As you exhale, plant your hands, step, maybe you float back in lower chaturanga. So if you step back, come to plank, forward on your toes, hug your elbows in as you lower. Breathe in, upward facing dog, tops of the feet, hips lifted, shoulders back. Press back, your center pulls you, downward facing dog. Inhale here, and let it go. Breathe in, pressing through the palms of your hands, shoulders drawn away from the ears. Spine is long, tailbone lifting. Stay with your breath. One more deep breath here. Inhale and release. Inhale, gaze forward. On your exhale, step, maybe you float to the top of the mat. Breathe in, find your long spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, press down through your feet to reach your arms overhead. Maybe a slight bend in your knees as you come up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant, step or float back and lower. If you're floating back, make sure to land with bent elbows, so stay buoyant here. Breathe in as you open your heart. Breathe out as you pull back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe your heels are pulling just a little bit closer to the mat. Keeping your tailbone reaching towards the sky. One more breath. On your next breath in, gaze forward, step, maybe float to the top of the mat. Inhale, long spine, halfway, exhale, fold deep. Breathe in as you reach your arms overhead, finding your long spine. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, arms reach, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale brings you halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back, lower chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Feel free to take any variation of this flow that you need. Breathe out, down dog. When you're in your down dog, start to walk your hands to the back of the mat here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, press down through your feet, reach your arms overhead, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Staying where you are, I'll face you. Take another big breath in as you reach your arms overhead, interlacing your fingers, releasing your index fingers so it looks like this above you, but you're pointing up. can't really see it. But you're pulling the energy up through the crown of the head, through the fingers. Take a big breath in, finding a long spine. As you exhale, your hips go right as your upper body goes left. Keeping the weight distributed equally in your feet here. Keep reaching as you open your heart, go a little bit deeper. And breathe out as you come back to center. Change the grip of your fingers so you have the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, long spine as you exhale, opposite direction. Hips go left, upper body goes right. Breathe, maybe go a little bit deeper. Keep reaching through the fingertips. Inhale, coming back to center. As you exhale, cactus your arms here. Start to open your chest, maybe slightly leaning back. Engage your core. Coming back to center. Inhale, arms reach. As you exhale, forward fold. So you're back in your forward fold at the back of the mat. Walk it back out, downward facing dog. Breathe here. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, you fold. Breathe in, arms reach. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a big breath in here. And breathe out. And we'll continue to flow. So again, at the top of the mat. As you inhale, reach your arms overhead. Keep your shoulders relaxed as you sit back into your chair pose. Now cactus your arms. So you're finding a long tailbone, but still slightly open in your heart here. Breathe out as you straighten your legs, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant, step or float. Move through your vinyasa flow. Feel free to modify or skip. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in, right heel reaches high. As you exhale, hug it in. Step it through between your hands. Plant your back heel here. Breathe in as you come to your warrior one. Breathe out as you cactus your arms and sit low. Take a big breath. Inhale. And breathe out. Inhale, arms reach overhead. As you exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Shoulders back. Breathe out, your tailbone lifts you, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, left heel high. Exhale, you hug it to your center, gaze forward. Step your foot through between your hands. Back heel plants, your center pulls you up here. Warrior one, sit low in cactus as you breathe out. Stay for one more breath. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, plant. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Feel free to drop your knees. Breathe in as you open your heart. Pull back as you breathe out. Inhale, gaze forward. On your exhale, you step or float to the top. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sit low as your arms reach overhead, cactus your arms, sit low. One more breath in. Exhale, straighten your legs, hands come to your heart. Take a breath. Feel free to close your eyes. We'll continue flowing, now adding on. When you're ready, blinking your eyes open. Keeping a soft gaze in front of you. As you inhale, arms reach overhead. Sit back to your chair, cactus your arms here. Breathe, long spine. Weight is in the heels here, so you may even slightly start to lift your toes. As you pull your knees back, sit your hips low, open heart. Breathe out, straighten forward, fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, long spine here. plant your hands, you step, hop it back, move through your version of your flow. Breathe in, shoulders back. Breathe out, hips lift, down dog. Inhale, right heel towards the sky. As you exhale, hug it in. Gaze forward, step it through between your hands, back heel plants. From your center, you pull up warrior one. Cactus your arms as you breathe out, relax your shoulders. Front knee directly over the ankle here. Take a big breath in, just slightly open your chest a little bit more, and then as you exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Take one more inhale here, using your center, humble your warrior. Right shoulder draws towards your right knee, right hip pulls back, maybe eventually releasing your head and neck. Pressing through your left foot here. Breathe in as you come back up. Warrior one, and then exhale, rotate warrior two. So your feet are now in one straight line. Front heel intersects your back arch. Knee directly over the ankle. Reach your arms long. Gaze forward. Find your breath. Steady here. As you inhale, straighten your front leg. Just sweep your arms overhead as you gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Two more like that. Inhale as you open and reach, and exhale. Breathe in one more, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your arms overhead. Now bring your hands to your hips. Rotate your front toes towards the side of the mat. So your both sets of toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Your heels may even slightly be coming out here. So take a breath in, pressing through your feet. Hinge from the hips, forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. If it's okay for you, breathe out as you fold deeper, maybe clasping your hands behind your back here, reaching your arms overhead, feeling the crown towards the earth here. Inhale and exhale here. Slowly, when you're ready, releasing the grip, breathe in, halfway lift, find your long spine. Now your left toes face the back corner of your mat, Skandasana to the left. Right toes face the sky, bending into your left knee. Always an option to be up here as well, that's also fine. So maybe you can bring your hands to heart center, finding your center here. Or if you'd like to open up a little bit more, left fingertips reach as you open your right arm towards the sky, gaze up. Feel your chest, and exhale. Slowly walk it back to the front of the mat. Frame your front foot. Back heel lifts, plant your hands. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. As you inhale, reach your left heel towards the sky. Now you exhale, hug it in, gaze forward, step through, back heel plants. Your center pulls you up. Breathe out as you cactus your arms and sit low. Engaging your core, long spine. One more big breath, maybe you slightly open your heart, lean back, and then as you exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. This time your opposite thumb comes on top. Take one more breath in, reaching your fingertips towards the mat as you open. Breathe out, you hinge forward with a long spine here. Maybe you start to release your head and neck without losing the bend in your front knee. Arms reach overhead. Take a breath here. Then pressing through your back foot, your center pulls you back up into your warrior one. Now you come into your warrior two. Wider stance in your warrior one as well. Again, feet are in one line. Relax your shoulders. Engage your triceps, reach your fingertips long. Gazing over your left fingertips. Staying connected to your breath here. As you inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your arms overhead, maybe opening your heart here. Breathe out, warrior two. Inhale, you sweep it open. Breathe out, Virabhadrasana 2. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straighten your front leg, bring your arms overhead. Now they come to your hips. Left toes face the side of the mat. So take a moment here, find your foundation. Breathe in, long spine. As you breathe out, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the mat. And then if it's okay for you, as you exhale, just fold deep. Maybe you keep a slight bend in your knees here as you reach your hands behind you. Clasp your hands, bring your opposite thumb on top this time. And release your head and neck. Opening your shoulders. Take a big breath here. Slowly releasing your fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Now we exhale, Skandasana to the right. Right toes face the back corner. Left toes come towards the sky as you side lunge. Knees facing the same way as your toes here. Again, you can bring your hands to heart center. Or reach your right fingertips in front of you as you open your left arm, gazing up. Finding your center. Slowly as you exhale, release, coming to the front of the mat. Frame your front foot, runner's lunge. Back heel lifts. Plant your hands. Inhale, step it back, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, you gaze forward. On your exhale, step, maybe float to the top of the mat. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. Fold forward as you exhale. Breathe in, chair pose, hips come low, arms reach overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms and sit low. Stay here for another breath. Find the engagement in your center here. Maybe sitting a little bit lower. Open your heart and breathe out, straighten your legs. Hands come to your heart center. Take a breath here, maybe close your eyes. Feel free if you like to grab a drink or some water. Just take a moment here, maybe find stillness. Coming back to the top of your mat. As you inhale, arms reach overhead, sit back, chair pose. As you exhale, just hug your arms around you, round your spine like we did in the beginning. Breathe in, open up, cactus arms. Two more. Exhale, round and hug. Maybe opposite arm comes on top. Breathe in, open, sit, keep sitting low, breathe out. Inhale, cactus arms. Now you exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back. Move through your flow, feel free to skip it. Breathe in, crown of the head reaches. Breathe out, downward facing dog. On your inhale, reach your right heel towards the sky. As you exhale, bend your knee here and start to stack your hips, open up your hips here. So you can always stay here or maybe start to circle it out, or you can flip your dog if you'd like. So you can bend into your left knee as your right set of toes plant behind you. And you start to open your heart. Right arm drapes over. Big breath in here. Slowly from your center, you come back three-legged downward facing dog. Right heel to the sky. Exhale, you plant. Other side, inhale, left heel high. Exhale, bend into your knees, stack your hips. You can stay here, maybe start to circle it out, or flip your dog. Left foot plants behind you. Left fingertips release, and they drape open behind you. Feeling the expansion here. Slowly breathe out as you come back. Three-legged down dog. And breathe out to release. Just drop your knees to the mat here and take a seat. Just finding your breath. Finding that connection again to your inhales and your exhales. Release your forehead to the mat. Arms can either come out in front of you or by your sides. Take child's pose here for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Take one more breath. And then you'll start to come up slowly, gently. On your inhale, and exhale, release. We'll come into our camel pose, which is our biggest heart opener of the practice. We'll do it 3 times, so feel free to work your way into it each time, and it'll give us variations. Coming onto your knees here. So if this feels like a lot on your knees, you can always double or triple stack your mat, or maybe place a blanket or a towel underneath. So you want to start with your knees hip width distance. Tuck your toes to begin here. You're slightly turning your thighs inward, so you're engaging your core and pulling the energy up from your center. Place your hand, the palm of your hands on your lower back. You can either have your fingertips facing the floor or the ceiling here. So just start to find that foundation of your palms on your tailbone. Then as you breathe in, just feel the spine lengthen as you start to tilt your head back, opening your heart, leaning back into the firmness of your shoulder blades and your tailbone here. Maybe your head slowly releases behind you. Slowly, gently, trying to do this with as much control as possible. Open up a little bit more. And slowly, as you exhale, start to tuck your chin into your chest, gently coming up. Just untuck your toes behind you and just coming down to a seat before we take child's pose, allowing your spine to neutralize here, shoulders relaxed. You can bring your hands in front of your knees if you'd like, and just take a slight rounding of the spine. Moving through this 2 more times. Feel free to stop wherever you need to. I'll take us a little bit deeper each time, if you'd like to try that. Coming back to your knees, tucking your back toes to begin. Placing your hands on your lower back. Breathe in as you feel the energy draw up through the crown of your head, and then you exhale as you open your heart. So it's like your chest is opening towards the sky. Hips can press forward slightly, keeping your glutes also slightly engaged. Going back into your camel pose. Maybe taking one hand to your heel and then the other. Breathe in. Keep finding that expansion through your chest to go a little bit deeper. One more breath. And then slowly bringing one hand to your lower back, using your center to pull you back up one vertebra at a time, tucking chin to chest. Release your toes. Just come down to a seat here. Again, allowing our spine to find neutralization before we forward fold. Breathe. You can place your hands on your knees, rounding your spine gently here. When you're ready, coming back up, doing our camel pose one more time. Feel free to take child's pose instead if we've hit your max, that's okay too. So come up, starting with your toes tucked, hands behind your lower back. Again, you can always have your fingertips facing down if that's easier. So you'll start to breathe in, push your hips slightly forward as you lean back into the support of your hands, leaning back into your shoulder blades, shoulders back. Your heart continues to open. As you reach back, maybe one hand again comes to your heel and then the other. If you'd like, you can untuck your toes here to go just a little bit deeper. Staying with your breath, it's hard to lose control in this pose. So stay connected to your inhales and your exhales. Just noticing what's happening. One more breath. Slowly bringing one hand to your lower back and then the other. Your center pulls you up. Try not to place a lot of pressure on your lower back as you slowly rise and you sit back onto your heels. Long spine, shoulders back. Bringing your hands to your knees here, taking a slight round through your spine to begin. You can drop your chin to your chest, rolling out your neck side to side. When you feel ready, come into your child's pose. Release your forehead, close your eyes, relax your shoulders. So just take a moment here to notice what you're feeling, anything that may have come up in our big heart openers. It's completely normal to feel maybe a sense of emotion or some kind of opening that we may have been holding back. So just acknowledge it here. When you feel ready, lifting your forehead, plant your hands, lift your hips, tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Long spine here. Breathe in, your gaze comes forward, exhale, step in or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, finding your halfway lift. Breathe out as you forward fold. Inhale, one last chair pose here. Cactusing your arms. Breathe out as you sit low. One more inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, straighten your legs. Take a breath. Coming to our balancing posture of the class. Feel free to stay on your mat, or if you'd like to use a wall, you can stand by a wall just to help with a little bit extra support. We'll do dancer pose. So find what works for you. Starting with your the four corners of your feet planted in the mat. Your big toes are together, heels slightly apart. Starting to draw the weight into your left foot to start. Bend at your right knee. You'll grab either the inside or the outside of your right foot. Keeping your knee hugged in so it stays in line with your hip. You can stay, or your left arm reaches up, shoulders back. And as you breathe out, you start to hinge forward, reaching with your left fingertips as your right foot kicks behind you. Steady here in the standing leg. Keep reaching to kick. Maybe your right shoulder slightly draws forward. Keeping a soft gaze. If you fall out, just come right back in. Breathe in, go a little bit higher here. And you breathe out, slowly, slowly release. Right foot meets the left. Find stillness here for a moment. Take a breath. Release, shake it out. Coming to the other side. Bring the weight now into your right foot, finding the roots through your foot as you're anchored here. Inhale, your left heel draws towards your sit bone, grabbing the inside or outside of your foot. Left knee doesn't come out of line with your hip here, so keep it hugged in. Breathe in, right arm reaches overhead. Maybe you find a slight bend in your right knee. That also helps with balance a lot. As you exhale, feel free to stay, or your right fingertips reach forward as you hinge forward and your left foot kicks back. Left shoulder slightly coming forward. Find something in front of you on the floor to stare at. That also helps with balance here. Stay strong, keep reaching to kick. Breathe. One more inhale. Slowly, slowly. Left foot meets the right. Take your time. Finding stillness here for a breath. And then exhale, release and shake it out. Coming back to the top of the mat, we'll start to bring it down and slow it down here. Feeling the four corners of your feet rooted in the mat, shoulders back, crown of the head reaches tall. As you inhale, arms reach overhead. Breathe out, you forward fold. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back. We'll move through our final flow, or just come into downward facing dog. Inhale here. Breathe out, downward facing dog. When you're in your down dog, drop your knees, take child's pose for a moment. You can keep your arms either out in front of you or by your sides. Release your forehead to the mat. Close your eyes. Finding or feeling the length through your tailbone here, so maybe your hips are starting to draw back towards your heels. Or maybe you have a block underneath of your forehead. Great variation for this pose. Shoulders relaxed. Connect to your breath. One more inhale and exhale. And then as you breathe in, just slowly start to lift yourself up. Swing your legs out in front of you. We'll come into a seated twist. Crossing your right leg over your left. So you can either find a bend in your left knee here, or if it's better for you to extend it long, you can. Maybe you sit on a block here. Wherever you are, feeling your sit bones rooted into the mat, sole of the right foot, it plants here. Take a big breath in, finding a long spine, left arm reaches overhead, right fingertips plant behind your tailbone. As you breathe out, you twist your chest open to the right. Your left arm can either grab your left knee, or maybe it comes on the outside chest lifting and twisting. Breathing in as you open your heart, twisting deeper as you breathe out. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, coming back to center in your own time, giving yourself a counter twist to the left here, just gently for a breath. And we'll come back to center to release. Changing out the legs. Left crosses over the right. Please take any variation that you need with your right leg or sitting on a block. Left sole of the foot plants here. Sit bones are rooted in the mat. Take a breath in. Your right arm reaches overhead as you lengthen your spine. Left fingertips plant, shoulders back. Exhale, you twist left. Taking your variation here. Finding the lift through the crown of your head as you inhale. Opening a little bit more to the left as you breathe out. Releasing any tension in your shoulders or your neck. One more big breath, open up and then exhale. Slowly come back to center and just counter twist to the right for a moment. And then we'll come back to center. Uncross your legs, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. We'll just face the side of the mat here. So again, feel free to use a block here if you need it underneath of your hips. So you'll bring your legs or feet out to the sides here. Keeping your toes flexed back towards your face. Finding length through your spine so you can bring your hands or fingertips on the mat behind your tailbone here, just for a moment. Or you can stay here, this may be enough. If you'd like to go deeper as you breathe out, hinging forward from the hips, you start to forward fold. Finding length through your spine here, shoulders are back. Relax your jaw. Maybe slightly coming up as you breathe in. Folding just a little bit deeper as you breathe out. Keeping your sit bones rooted into the mat here. Take one more deep breath, open up, and let it go as you fold. Slowly start to walk your fingertips back, lifting your chest. Long spine, and then exhale, you release. Grab the inside of your knees, just coming back to center. We'll come lying down on the mat. Extending your legs out long. Finding our fish pose. So your legs are extended here. Your arms can either start by your sides, or it may be easier for you to start on your elbows. So play with a couple of options here. Your palms are on the mat. You'll start to wiggle walk wherever your arms are. Your palms underneath of your sit bones, so the outside of your thumbs meet here. So take a moment to find your setup here. And then as you breathe in, keep your legs engaged as you start to pull your chest open towards the sky, pressing through the palms. Maybe your head slowly starts to tilt back as you continue to open. So our final back bend, our final heart opener here. Keep pulling your heart open. Feeling what you feel. Breathe. And then slowly tuck your chin one vertebra at a time, releasing down to the mat. When your full spine is released, take your hands out from underneath of you and just wiggle your hips side to side, shake it out. Release any extra energy. On your next breath in, hug your knee in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here, and then as you exhale, your knee drops over to the left as you extend your right arm long for your supine twist. Relax your shoulders into the mat here. You can start to gaze over your right fingertips if you'd like. Feel free to close your eyes. Starting to slow down, softening the muscles in your face, your neck, your jaw. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly coming back to center as you breathe in, giving your knee a little squeeze at the top, and you release as you breathe out. Hugging left knee into your chest, finding a long spine. Inhale. Exhale, your knee drops to the right, left arm extends long. Relax your shoulders. Start to soften your body. As you breathe in, finding space between your vertebrae, length through your spine. Twisting deeper as you breathe out. One more breath. As you inhale, left knee slowly comes back to center. Hug it in towards your chest and breathe out, release it long. Reach both arms overhead here. Lengthen your, reach out through your toes all the way through your fingertips. Give yourself a nice long body stretch. You can shake it out, roll out your ankles or wrists. Getting out any final movement here before we take our final resting pose. When you're ready, releasing your arms by your sides. Legs come out wide. Feet fall out to the sides. Palms face the sky. Shoulders are away from the ears. And let go. Starting to soften your jaw. Pulling your lower teeth away from your upper teeth. Finding a slight part in your lips here. Allow your breath to flow naturally. Just allowing your mat and the earth to support you. Finding complete surrender in our Shavasana. reach your arms overhead one more time, extending your legs long. One final stretch here. Hugging both knees into your chest as you breathe out, rolling over to the side of your choice. Resting here for a moment on your bottom arm. Close your eyes. Just noticing the effects of your practice. Letting it settle in. Pressing up to a comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes closed. We'll draw our hands into heart center. Just feel the crown of the head reach towards the sky. Just notice the expansion that you've created throughout your heart. How that feels. Notice your breath. Take a big breath in, shoulders back as you exhale. Just slightly bow your head, honoring your practice today.